obviously there's been a tremendous amount of, in the absence of any proof and of an evolving story about this missing Malaysian jet airliner. There has been all sorts of speculation and, understandable that you see a lot of this on the web because people want an answer and I guess a mystery abhors a vacuum, and so people need to rush to fill it. But here is Don Lemon trying to sort of distance himself, but raise this issue. Now, look, we get emails about all sorts of things on this program. And we do a very conversational show. We will joke about stuff. We will raise stuff. But, I mean, at one point, do you say, hey, you know what? If we really don't have anything to say about this, let's not go on the air and say something like this.
What happens to these people that it's not just that they've vanished, but we haven't heard anything in all this time? And because we all know how impossible it is, and it's where every conspiracy falls apart, how do you keep everyone quiet?
Brad, I'm glad you brought that up because we have been talking about this. I've been getting questions from viewers on social media, through email, and even on the streets, especially today, on a day when we deal with the supernatural. When we go to church, the supernatural power of God. You deal with all of that. People are saying to me, why aren't you talking about the possibility, and I'm just putting it out there, that something odd happened to this plane, something beyond our understanding. Have you dealt with that on your show, and are you surprised that people are raising those questions?
I'm not surprised that people are raising those questions. There are many, many people in this country, for instance, who believe that the Earth is only 6,000 years old. I'll tell you what I'm surprised about, that a guy goes on CNN and raises this question. Is it possible, this is Sunday after all, is it possible that God used his magnetic vision and sucked the plane up through some type of, I guess it would be, I'm not exactly sure, what it would be. I guess the pearly gates, right? I mean, are you surprised that people are bringing this up?
I don't think we can comment on that, Sam, at this time. We do know that God has probably deployed his X-ray vision. The plane may be at the pearly gates. We don't know if they're inside yet. We're monitoring this situation. A lot of speculation. We do know.
But don't you think it would be odd that God would do this on Sunday? Isn't that typically his day of rest? Or are you saying that having that type of magnetic vision with your eyes is actually quite restful? Maybe that's why he did it.
Well, that's one theory, Sam. There's also a theory that the pilots were Muslim. They obviously don't take Sabbath on Sunday. They're on the wrong day. God may have actually risen from his slumber to teach them a lesson. The Chinese on board as well, not necessarily believers in the right God. A lot of speculation. All we could say with certainty is that God has used his laser beam eyes at this time.
My producer is telling us we only have 15 more minutes to discuss this. So let me... Unbelievable.
And here's a quick 30 seconds on Crimea.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and also,
is it possible that God was involved in the Crimean resolution, the referendum? Has anybody? I'm surprised that people are not raising that.
God was obviously pushing against the Russian faction, but there's only
do
so
we know
much
what
he can
day
do.
the Crimea referendum was held on? Was that held on Sunday?
Indeed.
Unbelievable.
But I think, like, obviously people are going to talk about this, and it is fascinating and disturbing, but like there is this small world version of this that you have all of these families who are connected to this tragedy, and that is horrible. They have no idea what's happened.
Of course. And
there's all this speculation, including on people who maybe did nothing nefarious, and there's everything thrown out about them, like the pilots as an example. And I mean, it's obviously not surprising, and CNN needs to do it because this is where they get their ratings. But it's like, is there any limit?
I don't begrudge people, offering different theories. But when you start to talk about, well, is it just possible that God did this? I think you really basically hit, you've hit the limit at that point. I mean, if you cannot develop any other theory besides that one, then I think you should basically just, I guess we've run out of things to cover with this.
Are you making a bigger statement there by saying
that? Well, I mean, I think we got to just basically, did that magician guy, that guy who was like in the glass booth?
Oh, David Blaine?
Yeah, did he do anything on that Sunday?